How's it going, everyone? Marriland here, and that's right, it's time for more Pokemon TCG stuff! Oh yeah, so my friends over at Pokemon were kind enough to send me a set of the Pokemon Sword and Shield TCG theme decks that you see right here to check out and share with you all so you can see what's inside them and get my impressions on them. And on top of that, for a separate video, I do have a booster box of the newest Pokemon Sword and Shield set. Oh yeah, that's really exciting. I'm super stoked. I haven't actually played the TCG in a while, and you know, maybe with these decks, maybe I can get back into it, right? Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to say, but one thing I definitely need to note with these decks is typically theme decks, these are best suited for beginner players. It's not like you can take one of these decks and go to a tournament and absolutely destroy it. No, these are best if you're new to the trading card game and you want to have just something to get your feet wet with and maybe play against some friends. It's also a good starting point. You can get one of these and then open up the booster packs from, well, you probably won't be buying a booster box yourself, but you can pick up a few packs and then maybe get some things that you can use to improve your deck. So that's something I'm thinking I might think, or something that I think might be fun to try for these decks and with the booster box is to kind of see, all right, what can I get that will improve the decks? But first and foremost, let's take a look at the decks themselves. So we have the Rillaboom deck, as you can see here, featuring, who else but Rillaboom, the final evolution of Grookey. So here's a look at what is contained in the deck. So yeah, it looks like some interesting stuff. Now, I don't really know any of the cards in here, or at least I think I know Potion. Okay, I think I know that, I think I know Switch, but a lot of it's a mystery. I can't quite tell you if this is good or bad or what. We're gonna discover it together, but this is what you get in the Rillaboom deck list. So here's its strategy. Leaping into battle, Rillaboom gets charged up with the fast-growing power of grass types. Pound down the opposition with its drum roll attack. Review your professor's research to find new cards, and call on Eldegoss's Blessing of Fluff for more energy in the Rillaboom theme deck. So it sounds like it might have some energy acceleration in it. That's pretty cool. All right, next up, let's take a look at the Cinderace deck. Yeah, that's just what it's called, the Cinderace theme deck, and it has a really cool looking Cinderace on it, looking all proud of itself. So here is a look at what this contains. Quite a few things here and there. So let's see, long-eared and double-quick offense with Cinderace. Eager for victory, Cinderace rallies the quick-burning power of fire types. Its Flame Cloak attack brings energy back into the game. Supporter Hop can score extra cards, and Double Edge delivers big, whomping damage to keep the Cinderace theme deck burning extra hot. Sounds kind of interesting. Be curious to see how that is. Maybe it's more about like recycling energy. And lastly, we have the Inteleon theme deck, as you can see here, featuring, oh, and in case you didn't know, Cinderace is the final evolution of Scorbunny. Should be pretty obvious at this point, but yeah, Inteleon, the final evolution of Sobble here. This is the Inteleon theme deck, and here is a look at what is contained within. Oh, Pokemon Catcher, oh boy. Sneaky Inteleon has a bag of tricks. To trip up opponents, use its Hydro Snipe attack to remove energy from opposing Pokemon and keep the foe from retreating with Dreadnaught's Jaw Lock. Dodge madly and roll smoothly to victory with the Inteleon theme deck. All right, so that's what it describes them as, kind of what they're all about. So let's go ahead and open them up. So they still have this kind of odd shell of a design. I'm gonna be completely honest. I was never really a fan of this design because it's a cool shape, but when you open it up, like, you end up breaking quite a bit of it, so I don't know. Now, these do not contain random contents. Like, you can see the contents on the back of the box. What you see is what you get. These are not like booster packs. They're a good starting point. They're probably not going to take you through a lot of competitive environments, but they're great to pick up if you're just kind of new to the game and, you know, just want to get started and like play with some friends. You know, maybe pick up the trio of theme decks with some of your friends and pass them around and see what's up. So here's the Rillaboom. You do get a kind of cool, I don't remember what you call it, like a glass foil pattern. It's like a little different foil pattern than normal from the theme deck, so that's kind of cool. So there's that drum roll. Drum roll, please. Never mind. All right, so 90 damage for 3, and also does 10 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. That's pretty cool. And then drum beating for 180, and you can't use it next turn. Wow, that's quite the heavy hitter. So you can use drum roll and then drum beating and then drum roll and then drum beating and kind of go back and forth. So theme decks, they come with like play mats, they come with the quick start rules, they come with these little damage counters. I mean, a lot of the things you need to get started with the game. That's very nice. So yeah, wow, you know what? They have kind of like a reflective texture to them. That's pretty cool. Looks like there's some more stuff here. Let me just try to get all this out of here for a moment. Oh, look at that coin. Look at that. It's a Grookey coin. I like it. All right, and then of course there's my code. Let's flip that over. Woo! All right, yeah, they do come with a code card that you can use for the Pokemon trading card game online. But yeah, here's this thing here. And then the rest of the cards, they are within this box here. Let's move these things out of the way. All right, so yeah, right in here we can see all the cards. I'm gonna take a look at them in a moment, but I wanna see what this is. So what can you do during your turn? So this is all the stuff that you can do. I actually kind of like this. They include that. Let's open it up because, you know, teaching people the trading card game, it's not that difficult to learn, but it definitely, you know, it can be a little confusing. Like, what are all the things I can do? So it looks like this explains, you know, special conditions, like how do you get rid of them, what can stack, what don't. Looks pretty helpful, actually, and all this stuff tells you, like, what you can do on your turn. I like that. I think if you just, like, had this in your pocket or something, this is great, just so you kind of know. Oh, that's handy. This always trips me up. So, for asleep and paralyzed, see how it says the top of the card goes to the left for asleep. I mean, if that helps you, great. I always just try to do it in, like, you know, letter order. So A being, like, top left, I don't know, left. I don't know, whatever. I guess this works. But yeah, it does show you the directions that they need to go. So I guess that's kind of nice. I know I'm just kind of going crazy over this, but for me, what I like to see is, you know, teaching players the game. And I feel like the theme deck is, you know, that's where you should start. So the more information they can provide, the better. And, you know, I haven't opened up a theme deck in a while, so seeing like what kind of stuff it teaches you nowadays, that's really cool. So this is nice. There is a checklist of this gigantic set, 202 normal cards in here. There's probably maybe a few extras. I don't know if sometimes they have secret rares, but those can also be in the checklist maybe. So I don't know. We'll have to see, but this is pretty handy if you're, you know, trying to collect everything and just want to leave a check mark what you have. And looks like this tells you a little bit more about the theme deck here, which is nice. Like, I feel like the back of the box, you know, it's okay, but yeah, this is nice. It actually just kind of tells you, hey, here's what you should do. Huh, that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm not gonna read it all out loud, but that is good to know. So let's take a look at the contents of this thing. So in here, we have, I don't know if it's all sorted, and apologies if this is gonna be a little hard to see. I'm back to my old recording setup, which is good, but it is a little on the tricky side. Okay, so call for family. Search your deck for up to 3 basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench. Wow, so that is a really good thing to start with. That helps you get out like a whole bunch of Pokemon. Like in this case, if you start with Gossifleur, you could get more, or you could get like Grookey or something. I'm trying to think of the best way to maybe show these off. Maybe I should do it like this, huh? I feel like this is gonna go a little too slow. Does this just have the energy? Oh, okay, there we go. Wow, this Cottony, it just has attach for 10. Okay. Great Ball. So look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You can reveal a Pokemon you find there, put it into your hand, shuffle the other cards back into your deck. That's kind of nice. So Whimsicott. This thing has Cotton Ride. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent shuffles their active Pokemon and all cards attached to it into their deck? Wow, talk about annoying. And Leaf Step for 50. So you kind of miss out on prize cards with this because you don't knock anything out, but you could shuffle that in and really disrupt them. That's pretty wild, actually. All right, so Switch, that's always a nice staple. Pokekid. Search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Oh, that's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Just get whatever you need. So maybe you use the Call for Family to get stuff. Oh, there's that Blessing of Fluff. Wow. Okay, so I see the combo here. This is really nice. So you can use Gossifleur. Let's say you start off with Gossifleur, and you use Call for Family to get, you know, I don't know, maybe like a Grookey, maybe something else on your bench. And then you evolve it on the next turn, because you have to wait a turn before evolving, of course. But then you can use Blessing of Fluff, search your deck for up to 3 Grass Energy cards and attach them to your benched Pokemon in any way you like. That's pretty decent. I mean, you know, I like that. I think that's pretty solid. Oh, here we go. Professor's Research, Professor Magnolia. Discard your hand and draw 7 cards. That's a very powerful type of supporter, to be honest. Oh, wow, is that a rare card? It is. You can see from that little star down there. They made it a rare. Oh, geez. So I guess that actually makes getting the theme decks rather worth it if this is included in it, because, yeah, you need to play a lot of those. It's rough discarding your cards because you can't get them back too easily, but the ability to cycle your hand and get another 7 cards, that's always good. Almost always good. Like, you have to play it carefully still. And then you have Hop for a safer bet, just draw 3. The energy looks cool. So here's the Grookey. Not overly exciting, but, you know, I feel like I got a promo of that. The Wacky. Again, not too exciting, but it'll get the job done. More Professor's Research. So that's really good right alone for the Professor's Research, I think. Zzz. That's the name of the attack. Zzz. And then Powerful Needles. Flip a coin for each energy attached to this Pokemon. It does 60 damage times the number of heads, or for each heads. That's, you could do something crazy. Do that with the Eldegoss. Just try to stack energy if you like to flip coins. Heal 60 damage from one of your Pokemon, and it recovers from all special conditions. Well, that's kind of all right. Potion to heal. So it looks like you're trying to keep your Pokemon fairly well healed as well, which is always a good thing. So yeah, there's the Gossifleur, Hop. I mean, there's a list of what's in here. Is that another Professor's Research? Are there seriously 3 in here? Do. There are! Wow! That is really powerful. That is really powerful if it is indeed a rare card to get 3 of those, because that's something you'd probably want 3 or preferably 4 of. Ordinary Rod. Choose one or both. Oh, okay. Oh, so you can do either one of these, or you can do both of them if you want. You just can't do neither. So you'd have to have at least like a Pokemon or energy to shuffle back in. Interesting. Oh, here's the Snorlax. So again, being colorless is very versatile. You can use this with pretty much whatever. 150 HP. Very basic attacks, but they do a lot of damage. So this is just a nice thing to set up with. You could probably even use this with your Eldegoss, right? I think you don't have to attach it to grass types. I think it can be anything. Pokegear 3.0. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may reveal a supporter card you find there and put it into your hand. Ooh, that's actually kind of decent. Potion. I don't know if this is the most efficient way to go through a theme deck here. They're kind of shuffled up a bit, which I guess is fine. Yeah, there's that Eldegoss. Yeah, it can be even a colorless bench Pokemon, so that's nice. Looks like you have 2 of the Snorlax there, which is pretty good. The Maractus if you feel like flipping coins. Yeah, there's that Rillaboom, which that just does so much damage. 90 with Drum Roll, and you also start to weaken their bench. And then 180 for the drum beating, so that's it's pretty good. I think we're back at the start, if I'm not mistaken. So that's the Rillaboom theme deck. I have to say, the 3 Professors Research, that seems like a really, really good kind of benefit to it. Oh yeah, here's the quick start rules. Nice little starter thing for you. I'm not gonna go over this. This isn't a how to play, but this looks like it does a good job at explaining it. And again, the better job they do, the better, right? So here's a play mat. It's upside down for me. Yeah, sweet. I'm not gonna open it all up, but yeah, that's pretty neat. Okay, so that has me really curious. Are there 3 Professors Research in all of the decks? Oh, look at that. There's 3 in here as well. And there's 3 in here! Score! So yeah, I guess that honestly makes it a great way to get those cards, because that's the problem when you have like staples, as they're called, where you need to have, you know, a certain amount of them in your competitive deck if you want to do well. So, you know, oftentimes if it's like even an uncommon, there have been times in the past where uncommon cards go for like, shoot, like $10. Which, you know, that's kind of expensive when you need to get a lot of them. So if they're at least always available in theme decks, that should help keep their price reasonably affordable. But yeah, if you need those, I have to say, just speaking from past experience, that seems like a really nice way to get them. All right, so here's the Cinderace. Look at that thing. Oh, I love Cinderace. So 170 HP. It has Flame Cloak. Attach an energy card or a fire energy card from your discard pile to this Pokemon. And then Bright Flame for 160 for 2 fire and a colorless. If Tails, you discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. You have to flip a coin for it, but that's pretty decent. I mean, you know, it's not a guarantee. It's a lot of damage. You can use it over and over, whereas with Rillaboom, you know, you have to wait a turn before you can use Drum Beating again. Although you do have Drum Roll for 90, so I don't know, like 40 on Flame Cloak and attaching, that's decent, but let's just see what this thing's all about. So that looks like a good way to recover some energy that you might have discarded. So again, we have like the rules and stuff. We have pretty much everything that we saw a moment ago. I know there's going to be the code card there, so let's move that out of the way for a moment. Sorry. All right, and there we have the foily pattern thing. Throw that off. Look at that, that's cool. I like it. All right, so let's see what this deck is all about. I think what I might do is I'm just gonna scan through it more individually, just to point out some things. So yeah, here's the Cinderace, just a normal foil version. There's your basic Score Bunny. Doesn't really do too much, but you know, it's there. Guess that's all right. Wooloo! It's Wooloo, it's so cute. Headbutt for 50, I guess that's okay on it, right? We got the Great Ball, which I kind of already went over. Plenty of energy, we have Hop. All right, Ninetales, what's this thing all about? Let me try to set it up so you can see its attacks. So, Flame Cloak, attach a fire energy card from your discard pile to this Pokemon. And Fire Mane for 70. So it's not like it does a ton of damage, but it can get going pretty quickly. And that'll allow you kind of more time to attach your energy to, I guess, like Cinderaces and stuff. So like this would be a decent thing to have out. Oh yeah, you know what? Hold on a second. What's the strategy for this? I forgot that this kind of explains it. Let's just take a quick moment. Light it up. So yeah, Burn Hot, you want to use your Cinderace. Dragon Pulse till it hurts. Drampa is a big basic Pokemon that can pressure your opponent quickly with its Dragon Pulse attack. While discarding your 2 top cards can be painful, it could also discard some fire energy for your Cinderace to pick up later with Flame Cloak. And it sounds like Ninetales, that could do the same. Call for backup, so looks like there's a few things there. Doesn't really go on about it, but yeah, and then Bead for speed. Oh my gosh. All right, so that's interesting to see. All right, so I guess that's what you'd do with Ninetales. You know, maybe like set that up, just have it do some damage, apply some pressure. Maybe not like a ton of damage, but a little bit. Oh, that's a cute Vulpix. Flare for 20. Yeah, a lot of the same stuff. Here's Double. Let's see what this thing does. All right, so it has Cotton Guard for 30. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks after applying weakness and resistance. And then Double Edge, 120 for 3, but it does 30 to itself. So I guess you just kind of sit here with this thing, use Cotton Guard, make it so it takes longer. I don't know. I mean, maybe you could use that. It doesn't quite seem as solid as the Ninetales, but you could always drop that 120 with Double Edge. You know, maybe you'd have like 2 energy on this and be like, all right, I'm going to do it at some point. Watch out. It's happening. Raboot. Pretty straightforward card there, but you know. Yeah, we have the Professor's Research. Okay, so what's this Pseudo-Woodo all about, huh? Double draw 2 cards, and then Flail does 10 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So I guess you could have it sitting there drawing cards while you're setting up, and then, you know, your opponent's gonna have to think, do I want to hit it? Because I could take a lot of damage with Flail. Like, if you started with this, or just sent it out when you needed to buy some time, it kind of puts your opponent in a little bit of a difficult spot. Kind of interesting. Let's see what else we have. Oh, there's Pokemon Catcher. Now this thing, I remember this thing. Flip a coin. If heads, switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. So you choose in this case. You choose who they send out. So you could use that and snipe something with the Cinderace, do a lot of damage to it, or just send something out that, you know, takes a lot to retreat, so it's harder for them to get it out of there. That can also be handy. Bead. Attach a basic energy card from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon. So again, that's a nice way to just kind of power things up. I guess you could use that with like the Ninetales, and you know, just do some damage while setting up your bench, like a bench Cinderace or something. So yeah, it's kind of all right. I can see it. That and the Catcher. So here's that Drampa. Let's see, what does this thing do? So Dragon Pulse. 2 for 80, that's really nice, but you discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Now, normally you wouldn't want to do that, that's a little scary, but if a lot of this deck strategy is to get the fire energy onto your Pokemon from the discard pile, I guess I can see the logic behind that, right? Like with the Flame Cloaks. Anything else interesting in here? I think we've seen just about everything. Yeah, there's more Drampa, more Dubwool. Ordinary Rod. So like, I guess if you discard a Pokemon or something, you can use Ordinary Rod to get it back, unless you discard the Ordinary Rod, and that wouldn't be good. Okay, so there's the Cinderace deck. Seems like it's all right. I think if I had to pick between the two right now, I think I'd rather go with the Rillaboom. I feel like that thing was strong. It just looks really powerful, but I could see the Cinderace doing well. And of course, Cinderace will be super effective against Rillaboom, so all of its attacks are going to do twice as much. So yeah, I mean, if you're matched up against that could be a bad thing if you're playing the Rillaboom deck. Okay, so next up, and finally, the last one, we have the Inteleon deck. So yeah, let's see. I guess we'll go over the trainers and stuff again. So they have the Catchers, they have 2 Pokekids, 4 Hops, 4 Great Balls, an Energy Switch. Yeah, so there's some interesting stuff. And of course, the 3 Professor's Research, which is good. So yeah, let's open this up. Again, it should be pretty darn similar as far as like contents as the other. It'll have the rules, it'll have some damage counters, the strategy, all that stuff. So let's toss that off over there. Oh yeah, let's see. So what does this thing even do? I don't know. So Silent Shot for 40, and you discard a random card from your opponent's hand. Wow. Wow, that's kind of disruptive. Like, I always love, you know, controlling the opponent's hand, and that's pretty nice. But also Hydro Snipe. You may put an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand? That's not bad at all. 2 for 100, so it doesn't hit as hard but it hits very stealthy. Like if something only has, you know, let's say 140 HP or less, you could use Hydro Snipe to put the energy back, and then you could use Silent Shot to knock it out, and you'll discard a random card from their hand. Huh, I like that. Like, anytime you can remove energy, you're slowing down the opponent, and when you can do that, you apply the pressure. Like, that's really nice. That's definitely something that I cannot overstate, because it's really good to be able to lock your opponent in a position like that. So again, we have the rules, we have a playmat, we have the damage counters. Here's the strategy that I kind of want to look into in just a moment. Oh, I didn't ever get the coin for Cinderace. I want that Score Bunny coin. All right, here we go. Here's the Sobble coin. I don't know. Looking at this, it almost makes you sad to get heads, right? Right? All right, let's get that out of here. Get the code card that should give you the deck on the trading card game online. Where's that Cinderace coin? Did I? Oh no, I think I dropped it. I think it's down on the ground. I don't think I can get it. It's off the table. Whoops. Well, take my word, there's a Cinderace coin. I'm kind of all mic'd up right now, so I'm not easily able to get it, but yeah. Let's see what is in here. So I think that last way of doing it worked fairly well. So here's another of the Inteleon. Again, that thing seems good. Oh, right. Let's read the lovely little strategy cheat sheet here. See what it's all about on the back of the checklist. Okay, sneaky and stealthy. Your first goal is to evolve Sobble into Drizzle and then Inteleon. Then bring it off the bench to the active spot. I mean, that's pretty straightforward, honestly. Like, you really want to do that with pretty much anything else. Its attacks move you to knockouts. Yeah, and they also remove cards from your opponent's hand and energy from their active Pokemon. Now that I like, that's good. So wreck their plans. Inteleon is your star Pokemon. Disrupt your opponent's plans with some sneaky and tricky attacks like Silent Shot and Hydro Snipe. Yeah, that's kind of what I went over here. Put on the Big Bite. When you need a big attack, call on Dreadnought. You'll be surprised at how quickly the damage adds up for its Vice Bite attack. Change the lineup. Several other Pokemon round up the lineup in this deck, including Kingler, Cramorant, and Mantine. Try them out in different scenarios. Oh, okay. Pokemon Catcher, you can bring out a bench Pokemon. Yeah, that I could see being really nice, especially with Hydro Snipe, to try to get some energy off of it, especially if it's something that takes a lot of energy to power up. For instance, like, here's a good example. Like this Rillaboom here, you know? I mean, if they're charging it up and you snipe it out with Pokemon Catcher and then start using Hydro Snipe over and over, what's it gonna do? Like, well, I mean, I guess not over and over, you'll hit it twice. Well, it could heal, but I don't know. That's pretty decent. So even if it doesn't do as much damage, I feel like that's still pretty good. So all right, here's this Kingler. What's this thing all about? What situation will this do? So Heavy Pincers. Again, that's kind of disruptive. 40 damage. Discard the top card of your opponent's deck. So you never know what you're going to get with that. 40 for 1, that's not bad anyway. But then Claw Rend, 3 for 90, not shabby, but if your opponent's active Pokemon has any damage counters on it, it does 60 more. So then that's 3 for 150 on a stage 1. Not too bad. I kind of like that. That's pretty decent. All right, oh, here's the Dreadnought as well. I know that they were talking about that. So what do we have here? The Vice Bite does 30 more damage for each colorless energy in your opponent's active's retreat cost. So I mean, that would do the 150 for 3 against this Dreadnought, but against some like faster things, it wouldn't work all that well. I don't know, I think that's very situational. And then Jaw Lock for 130. Which, I mean, that's pretty strong just in general. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat. So yeah, you kind of lock them there. It has 130 HP, which, you know, that's not too bad. It's not great, but it's not too bad. Here's a Choodle, but it doesn't really do anything interesting. It attacks. Super Slice. Flip 2 coins. If either of them is tails, this attack does nothing. Yikes. Kind of risky, but 120 damage. Could be yours. So here's the Sobble. Look at that poor thing. It's so sad. We got Hop again. All right, Cramorant. Oh, this is This is a good combo with that Kingler. You can use Water Arrow to do 20 to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So you can just start like ding, 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 hitting things on the bench, kind of preparing them for Kingler, knowing that you need to do, well, it does 150 if they have damage on it. So that's a good combo right there. Also, only 1 retreat and Water Gun for 50 on the active. It's not too shabby, actually. More Professor's Research. Here's a Drizzile that looks pretty cool. Very basic attacks, though. Wait. Oh, yeah, I was thinking of something else. Alright, so this is a fun one. This one's been around several times throughout the trading card game history. It's Energy Switch. Move a basic energy from one of your Pokemon to another of your Pokemon. So that can really catch your opponent off guard if you use that at just the right time. Like, that can give you that extra energy attachment you might need that your opponent isn't expecting. And of course, like with Pokemon Catcher, you can also disrupt them by bringing something out from the bench. So that's pretty cool. So we have this Mantine. Water Reserve. Search your deck for up to 3 water energy cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. So you don't get to attach them, but that'd be absolutely crazy if you could on a basic Pokemon like that. But still, it's a good way to get some water energy. And then Wave Splash for 60. Well, that's pretty decent. Just apply some early pressure. Not too shabby. Anything else new and exciting in here? The Ordinary Rod, more Cramorant. More Kingler and Dreadnought. I think there was one other thing, right? I don't remember what it was. Maybe not. Alright, so yeah, there we go. So I like that this deck is a little bit more about kind of a few different strategies. I mean, honestly, I think that Kingler is just really good. That thing hits hard if you just do a little bit of damage. And then, of course, the disruptive abilities of this Inteleon, along with its very inexpensive attacks, I feel like that gives you something you can lead with while you set up some of your heavier hitters. So yeah, that's definitely pretty cool. I like the Inteleon deck. I think, again, I haven't actually tried them out. This is just my first look at them. But I think if I had to rank them in order of like which ones I like the best, I think I would have to say, I feel like, oops, bumped the table. I feel like this one, like this Gossifleur Eldegoss thing is just so nice, but you're also depending a lot on it. Honestly, like, I think if it were me, again, this is just my opinion, I think I'd probably go with the Inteleon. I feel like this is just, it has so much like, so much nice attacks and things like that. Like Hydro Snipe's fun, the Kingler's good. There's a lot of backups. I feel like the Cinderace deck, I wasn't as big of a fan of just looking at like its contents. But the fact that you can recycle your energy, like you can get it back, you don't have to worry about running out, which I don't think you would anyway, like in general. Thankfully, most of these decks, they have, I think, 18 energy each, so that's probably enough to get you going. But yeah, anyway, these are the decks. All 3 of them. Okay, I will get the coin. Oh wait, no, here it is. It just fell. Nice. All right, here we go. I was worried it was still in the plastic casing that I tossed off the table. But yeah, we have the Score Bunny coin. And then, whoops, bumped the camera again. Where did that other coin go? It's probably buried in here. There it is. The Grookey coin. But yeah, definitely a nice way to get introduced to the Pokemon trading card game if you're not already familiar with it. If you are already kind of like into the trading card game, like you have a lot of stuff, it'll get you started with some things. Obviously the Professor's Research, I feel like that's a decent value. I think that'll kind of make it worth your while. But again, without it being, to define what you get, it's really probably less of interest for competitive battlers, but that's always kind of been how it is with theme decks. They're really more for getting started, just, hey, here's a base, here's what I can build from, here's what I can, add to with booster packs that you pick up, and try to build your deck and have it grow. So again, like if you have a friend, if neither of you play the card game, you want to get into it, maybe get some of the cards, get these decks, maybe a few booster packs, have a good time together. I think that'll make it good. I think if you wanted the fairest combination of 2, I would probably say going with Inteleon and Rillaboom, also just because they're not weak to each other. Like with Cinderace and Rillaboom, well, whoever has Cinderace is probably going to win because this one's always weak to fire. And then with Inteleon and Cinderace, yeah, Cinderace and all the fire types are weak to water, whereas Inteleon's weak to electric. I don't remember what Kingler... yeah, they're weak to electric as well. Sometimes you have water types that are weak to grass, so I just wanted to check. So that'd probably be the best pairing if you just, want to have more or less fair fights, or you can get all three and have a good time with your friends. But anyway, that is the theme deck buffet of the Sword and Shield set. Again, huge thanks to Pokemon for sending me these decks to review and check out. And I will, of course, be doing some more with the Sword and Shield cards because I've got a booster box that'll be opened up in the next video. Oh yeah.